ミッションワクワク。
Yurai Shamasi Onryan Dimotomo Sumitai Sutorimo Rirakunsu
Yeah, potential! 散るなバイブス乗れてないとか言うやつそれはただの嘘今から始まるぜ
What up, dudes? How you guys? Hey, I fucked up for a second there. How you guys doing? We're gonna play some more Crimson Desert. Amir's gonna come by tonight. I don't know if we'll go live. We'll see. We might do a maximum stimulation tonight, but before he comes and makes it all absolutely insane in here. Felt like a weird gargle coming up. Wasn't that bad, but I didn't want to do it right in the mic, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might he's definitely gonna pull up, but I thought I should get some Crimson Desert in first while the vibes are chill. Marky, my man, hell yeah, dude. Shout out Marky, guys, holding it down. Always. And Teen Z Rat, welcome to the community. Hey, virtual reviewer, I have a workflow made up of stuff from probably like since 2022 now. 2022 probably. What up, Brad? What up, Freeze? Guys, that's Freeze. He's head of the weed community head. He gives the weed community head. Nah, what up, Extaclee? Nah, I don't think so. 1525-266-273-73. There's probably some good pills. Jeans on Toast, what up? Katie, what up? Lana, holding it down. Choo Choo, what up? Joe Camille. Love seeing the community pulling up. This game's so chill, and I slept on this game so hard because all these other games have been so chill, right? Do you agree? Like, how chill are all these other games that have been coming out? Andrea, hey, 5 gifted subs for the community. Yo, shout out to the community. If you got a gifted sub, give her a shout out. Big dubs, Wandria. And a huge happy birthday to Jen Jen. Happy birthday, Jen Jen. Guys, wish Jen Jen a happy birthday. Shout out Lita with Subi. Papa Swag, what up, what up? I know them, Papa Swag. They're so sick. They're so sick. I'm pretty sure I follow them on everything. Is Crimson Desert worth the price? I don't know enough about you. Because truthfully, like, the game is, I think it's good, but there's no story to it, and that's fine. And it's also, there's a lot going on, and there's a pace to it that's weird, and I feel like the pace isn't for everyone. But once I knew what the pace of this game was, like how slow it was, kind of slow, I just started taking it even slower. We're like on mission 2. I'm not even powerful. I wandered here, dude, and there's guys here that are gonna kick my ass right away. If you want to see it. You guys want to see me get my ass kicked on stream? Well, let's light this because we're chill guys. Yeah, that's pretty chill. She's married. She's got a whole life. See that guy? Hold on, I think my head's blocking my health and stuff. Why is my head? Look how big I am. I don't need to be that big. Or should I be here? Yeah, here's pretty chill, eh? Yeah, this is a good spot. I should have been here the whole time. The vibes are chill, but yeah, this guy kicks my ass. I forget, I fought a boss once that was flying in this game, but I forgot how to do it. I think I have to jump. I think I have to force palm him in the air, but I forget. But I can't fight these guys right now. I shouldn't even be here. I literally shouldn't even be here. Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Vibes are tapped, what did you say? Those vibes were fucked. I was trying to, before the stream, I was trying to blinding flash these guys, and it wasn't working. Does it kill them right away? I just hit them with that, and they're dead, and they're dead. And then they're just dead. So I'm just going to go back there, and I'm going to kick their ass. It's not even going to be a problem. There was one boss that I fought near the the big white tower at the top somewhere. I forget. And I had to jump fly. I think I force palm in the air. That's how I beat him. I thought that's how these guys had to be beat. Honestly, I don't know shit. And then hit L1 after that. Hit L1. That's block though. Oh, like that. Like that. Gotta walk all the way back. Oh, I should have just teleported. There's a teleporter right there. You see the vibes changing? It's on like on some Ghostbusters shit. Was this where I got my ass kicked? Really? Bro, these guys suck. These guys kind of suck. Now that I know that they don't like the look of my sword. They kind of fucking suck. Oh, shit. Not to be underestimated, though. Don't die. Don't die after all that shit talking. That would have been pretty bad. Oh, did I read the comment you left on the last Crimson stream about the microphone I have to send you? I don't have use for it. I want it. It's still in the box unopened. Oh, I appreciate that very much so. I do have quite a bunch of microphones, though. Maybe there's someone in your life looking for a microphone that could make use of it. But that is awesome. You know, don't really know what I'm doing here. I thought maybe lighting these things on fire would do something, but I see that it's still... Oh, shit. I'm not doing enough to these guys. I want to hit them, bro. I want to fucking uppercut them and body slam them. Did I light this one on fire? There's something special over here. It just told me on the news. Right here. Those little glowing things. Huge dudes. Huge. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Joe. You want me to talk about... You want me to... I'm having fun playing playing video games right now. And you want me to talk about how... the time that I lost $1 million because I thought that a cake was a $300,000 supercar. Think that's something I want to talk about it? Maybe I should talk about it twice. Yeah. What was it? I thought a cake, me, a guy who maybe at some point would have even made a car cake that looks like a car, you know, but no. You'd think like my whole life was leading up to that moment to win $1 million, knowing that that cake wasn't a McLaren, you know? Damn, what an L. Shit. You know what, guys? I'm going to go to bed. No, imagine. You know, I'm going to bed. But you know, to be honest, once we got eliminated, and I'm going to talk about this is the last thing I'm going to say because we are talking about it at some point. All my buddies were in the same line, so we were instantly in the green room setting up laptops and playing video games. Headshot. What? I'm on the bed. So I lit this thing up. Well, you know, I don't really like these guys. I don't really even like the vibes here. I think I'm done here. Yeah, let's check the map. What's this? What is this place? Everfrost Watchtower. I'll get my ass kicked if I go there. Honemark Ruins. Yeah, I might get my ass kicked over there. You know, let's just... You know what? I never do the quests. Let's just do the quests right now. Oh, is this a bounty? The Sanctum of Benediction. I think I went there once and got my ass kicked. Should we go? Yeah, I don't even have the clothes. I don't even have the clothes for this area. Like, I literally don't even have the clothes. I'm cold. My guy, by the way, he's died and he came back to life in this game. That's really the only thing I know about the story. Okay? And he, it's too cold for him here. Give me that bismuth. Just one bismuth. Not me scaring the hose. I was about to go to the worst boss in the game. Oh no, he was just gonna kick my ass. Look at this, more lamps. Lightly more lampstein. Oh, they're here to warm me up. I'm like thinking, am I thinking this is too deep? Am I thinking too deep on this? I'm sorry, did I go in a circle? Or am I at another... What am I doing here? How the... These guys are everywhere. They're not the vibes, eh? Oh, Madison, you're saying if a game is not at Elder Scrolls level, then you're unsure? I'll tell you right now, this game is bigger than any Elder Scrolls I've played. I haven't felt like I've played an Elder Scrolls since the first or second time playing Skyrim. This one though, this one feels like that. You know where you like get lost? You never get shit done because you're always getting lost. What's going on here? Who is that guy? Why does he keep following me? Who is that guy? Not a bad call, first last. What up, Hugh? What up, Gotha Tilly? Throw that ass in a circle. By Alien Club, you mean Amir yelling on the mic while I blast music? Is that what you mean? Yeah, this has that levels, 100%. Like, what am I doing? Where am I going? None of this is important. I have a cat with me, though. You see him? Space cat. I swear they improved the floating around and stuff. Yeah, Mir said he's going to come by in like an hour or something. You know, is it the game? This is looking like a pretty pretty dark. It's looking pretty foggy. Not foggy. I don't know the word, but it's looking like a particularly drab part of the game. What am I doing, right? What am I doing, guys? Actually, what am I doing? Right, like, so I can't blaze and then like just go into Crimson Desert, start flying around with my space cat. I actually have no life. I don't like when Cliff looks at us like that. You see that? The character, he looks at us. Yeah. There's no character creator in this game until, and I've never seen this move before, until like 75% into the game can you start customizing what your guy looks like. That's pretty different. I got to this snow part just as I kind of, not that I was getting tired of no snow, but just when I was very much welcoming a new weather biome. What am I doing here? I should save before these guys kick my ass. Yeah, I should save before these guys fuck me up. I should save before these guys throw my ass in a circle. Yo, what up, Raja? I'm on the telly. What up, Lucy? Throst Ghost. I wish this stealth was a bit better in this game. Instantly see me.
Carry on to your ancestors. Die, scum. On the killer here.
I have to kill all these people, guys. I don't actually know what the story is, but my mission here is just kill all these guys. Oh, look, it's the flying guys. Good thing I learned how to beat them up. Oh, is this guy like a medic or something?
Die, you wretched scum. You rotten little shit. Scurry off to your ancestors.
Oh, shit. Oh, maybe this helps me? Where am I? Oh my god, look at that. There's the... I feel like what's it called? The AI, what's it called? Where the games that they add, the frame generation. I look how glitched out it is. It has no idea what the fuck's going on. You have no idea, do you? Hey, Papa Molly, what up? I love you too. I'm glad you're here. It's the fucking weekend, baby. Throw that ass in a circle. Brandroid was popping, dog. Anna be good. Tosh Magosh. Yeah, to make the gameplay smoother, all these graphics cards, they add these functions that will guess what frames are so that you basically get more artificial frames for a tangible smoothness. But this particular area is fully messing up the shit. Has no idea. Yeah, you know, I have a lot of skill points that I should be using. This game needs a drop-down assassination. Look, yo, Booger's here. Oh my god, look at him. Yo, he's right there. Yo, what a little sneaky guy. Whoops. I was trying to look at him.
Witness the wrath of darkness!
Yeah, I gotta snipe these guys first.
Fucker!
I could probably kill all these dudes now that those flying guys are gone. Oh, not this hole again. Can't be bothered in this hole with these idiots. Hey, Psycho Mantis. No. Smoke up. It's true, guys. It's Saturday night. If not now, then when? If not here, then where? Hold on, let me focus for a second. I'm kind of getting my ass kicked right now.
Get up!
Just a couple clowns here, really. I think a couple of them fell down to the lower level. You already did 7 today? Whoa, damn. Not these idiots. You see all those things popping up on the screen? That's my cat grabbing shit for me. Okay, there's a thing that I can move. And there. I can take that out. Oh, I gotta kill guys first still. There's too many guys around here. Oh, I have to like clear the area. You know, the thumbnail is like me walking around with my cat, which normally happens, but looks like I'm lying. This is what's going on. There's a lot of fighting. I'm going to be fighting these guys till morning. That's how it happens in this game. Oh no, I need that ice white crystal. I love love my cat, but he picks up the most random shit. Yeah, I don't need that. $1.49 though, I'll keep that. I'll hang on to that. What's this white wood? Why would you want this, Bo? I better hang on to it. Oh, I don't have one of these helmets. I like to keep my outfits. I have a mask already. Meat skewers. I've already acquired the knowledge, so we'll get rid of that. I really need 5 carrots. Well, if I come across a horse. Yeah, we can get rid of a lot of this stuff, I feel like. Yeah, I got rid of my alchemy stuff. We made a lot of room there. We're good now. We're good. Oh, look at that spider. Oh, I dropped him. Why am I surprised? Look at that toad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have a cat we found in space. Was it VR? You showed me where he was? That cat? I like that this is an option that you can lean on things. Should I go in? Should I go in here? Oh. I thought it looked like it goes on forever, doesn't it? I was like, should I be brave? And it's literally like a foot. Anyways. Can I take this for my home? No. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I killed this huge ass dude here. I completely forgot. You see he does that sometimes? The guy, the main dude, the actual character, he's like, he watches us. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyways. I let that big guy hit me. Oh, I should instant revive.
You savages!
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I lost, and I have no more pills, dude. I literally have no more pills to bring me back to life. Did all of the guys that I defeated around the sanctum, are they back? Do they know I'm meditating here? Oh, they do.
I'll send you to rot with your
Not the big guys
ancestors.
again.
You from me.
I don't think I'm good at dodging these guys. Hey, too thick. Hey, cranking your hog till I notice. I noticed. You can stop now. Oh my god, it's so red. What did you do? What have you done? I don't know what those little hops I was doing were. Shit, man. Guys, I don't know if I have it. Okay, but I'm going to try 10 more times. Like, you remember when I was at the shooting gallery? What game was that even? Bond. I did eventually hit that high score, and then what happened? The game erased it. No, they know I'm here. Wow, that was very cringe. I missed a lot of swings there. Oh, he could do that? They have magic, these guys? Oh, he does. He's got those gloves.
Carry up to your ancestors.
Can I not magic grab? Oh, I can't grab this guy? That's interesting. Kick him. I wonder if this guy's a medic. Maybe he was bringing everyone back to life, and that's why I couldn't kill everyone, because he was reviving them the whole time. Possibly. No?
Just die already.
As long as I don't aggro 3 ginormous dudes.
Die, you ass rabbit.
By the way, did he call me ass rabbit? There's more guys behind me. I see them on the radar. Hey. Oh, there's a challenge here? Hold on a second. 1 minute to kill 5 guys with arrows? I never use arrows. Oh, look how many arrows I have. How many poison arrows do I have? Whoops. Okay, that's my best bow. No explosive arrows. 75 poison arrows. I wonder if this counts. Oh, what? There's no guys here now. There they are.
You savages!
No, they died by poison, not arrows. Dirty. And now I'm poisoned. Guys, this has been the work. Guys, I'm going to bed. You know, I'm going to bed. New stim, new weekend stim. I'm on to bed. No, maybe. Roderick, what up, dude? Hey, yo, chill, bro. Thanks for the soupy, but yeah, in the last few months, we're not as horny here anymore. So, chill, bro. Chill. You know, before you get too crazy, you know. I don't have enough time to kill these guys now. No. Shit, I could have done it.
Caught. Mark my word.
Oh, 5% of the dudes left. We're almost done here. As long as 3 giant dudes and fucking dark sorcerers don't appear out of thin air and start blasting me with shadows, with shadow pain. Right, actually, I didn't realize that I was making progress here. They're scared now. They're scared now. Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em, dude. We big chilling out here. Hey, yo, fat love, chill, chill. How you been, Roderick? Yes, you know what? Let's get some shoes. Let's take a look at this right now. First, let's hit a save. I feel like, you know what? I feel like I earned a good save. Yeah. Skills. How many skill points do I have? What do I want? What's some good ones? What do I want here? What's the best shit? You know? What up, Monty? Hey, Punami Tsunami with the gifted Membi. Right after I said to not be horny out here, we get hit with the Punami Tsunami. Shout out to the community. Oh yeah, what do I want? Actually, using the bow has been kind of fun, but I don't do that much. I don't use that much. Blinding Flash Finisher. Oh yeah, that looks cool. Oh, but I don't have focus level 3. Oh, I have this? Didn't even realize I had that. Stab. What does the advanced one do? Armed. Where's focus? Is this? Oh no, that's stamina. Strength or health? No health. I'm crazy out here. Winch. I have this, and then there's that. Okay, I like that. Yeah, hey, I should get that. That's cool. Oh, focus. Thank you, Hugh. Thank you, VR. Appreciate you. Hey, Mel Z, what up, what up? Nice to see you. Boogity, what up, what up? Combos, force combos. So this is the focus. So I should crank my focus. Should stop cranking the hog, start cranking the focus. Oh, I gotta get this. Come on. Yeah. Double jump. Sorry guys, I had to take a private conversation. I'm getting a new freezer tomorrow. Taking some measurements to wire my internet right into my computer, because right now I go off the router. Hey, and this is chill vibes. Wait, I was looking at something that I liked the look of. Oh yeah, double jump. And I need some health. Yeah, because I did get my ass kicked a few times there. I didn't like that it took 2. Focus is... maybe I should do focus. And what's the next one? Oh, just more focus. And this is... I never updated anything because I don't know. I was just walking around. I wasn't fighting ghosts. My guy already died, you know? Like, he understands. He appreciates life more now. He's more grateful. There's all those magic powers there. I honestly didn't even do it for the sake of buttons. What's this one? Keen senses. And this is spirit. I need more of that. That's the next one. I'm going to save this for another spirit. Ooh, Chipotle bowl in the fridge. That sounds good. What up, Alex, Andrea? I saw a couple sorry, what was that? Why did it just go red all of a sudden? Oh, there's traps here. There's traps here, and that's what's going on. Xbox 360 ass puzzle. No, I'm kidding. They're good. They're cool. But it is funny. Never really played a game like Crimson Desert, even though Crimson Desert is like so many games I've played. Easy. Hey, easy. Easy. No, did not. Fuck me. Now I gotta go to my fucking... What's it called, this thing? My cuckoo pot. There he is. Nice. Where's the other one? Down here in this hole, I think. What up, AI? Girlfriend. Thank you. Did you hear that? Did you hear my mouth just did? I did that at the beginning of a sentence. I hope I don't start doing that. I might be. I was editing a video and I heard it. I heard me do it. Shit. Guys, I'll get it sorted out. I'll get it sorted out. What up, Daisy Peach? Is this pre-recorded? What? No. Oh, it's because I'm double dipping. Triple dipping, actually. We're on all the social medias. Oh, this is all done. Okay, now it's this part. Is there something? I know you're supposed to do something. Am I supposed to crank this? Do they want me to crank this? No. No, I made that up. Why would they want me to crank that? I'm tripping. I should stop trying to make the game be what I want it to be. So if I had to describe this game in terms of, even though it's a lot like all these other games, but really just different also, this game really is the most similar to Red Dead Redemption, gameplay-wise. Okay, that goes into this wall. This wire. I want to get power to this wire. What's this thing? Dude, careful, bro. Careful. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. That's what's going on here. We gotta get this ball and put it back on top. We lost the ball. Let's clean this shit up by punching all this stuff lying around here. Not in here. So yeah, the top of these pillars, we got a missing ball. You know, this is the most work I've done in the game. Remember, we were at the circus for like 2 streams. Shit, I hate when I do that. I do like that the pet picks up everything. I usually run around punching shit, so... I just break all these boxes and punch them, and the pet goes around and grabs it. 9 out of 10 times it's Booger the space cat. Look at him creeping, dude. He's looking for something right now. He likes working. Okay, are we up higher? Or lower? Get that. Yeah. Hey, too thick to quit. Now that we're alone, you can be honest. Who's your favorite between David and Kate? I can't answer that. But there's definitely an answer, and I think you know what it is. But I can't answer that. What I was looking for is not up here. And now I'm low-key stuck up here. what's this, dude? Look at this. See, I should be doing that more, you know? Looking around. Ah, cringe. I missed it with my big grappling hand. Okay, I guess this is what opens. I guess this is at the end of the puzzle. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Look, he's getting garlic. He's getting garlic and mushrooms. We love Booger. We love him. He's always working. He loves his job. Hey, VR, my man. Light that fire by the door. Damn, how careless of me. And I love lighting the fires. Yeah, Elden Ring Red Dead. There's definitely elements. The one thing that it's the most like Elden Ring is that you just end up walking wherever. Oh, gunpowder. Look at this, man. Booger puts that work in, dude. We love him for that. Hey, Lana. Big dubs. Gifting a subby. And holding it down in chat. Give Booger a raise. Amir first. Let's get Amir a raise first. By let's, I mean me. He's looking at me. Look at it. What's he doing? He does. It's so. I've never seen a game do that. What do we got here? Whoa. Let me get this guy on. Leather Helm of the Fallen Kingdom. Turning / damage. That's cool. What's this armor? Oh, I'm so stupid. Armor of the Shadows. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Pretty sweet, dudes. You like it? So what's this guy do? Lightning resistance. Plus 35% / damage. That's good. And this helps me see treasures. Alexandra. Booger gives me life. Booger gives me love. Church of Booger. We all get to be disciples. Yo, thank you for the soupy. Thanks for letting us be disciples. Booger's Jewish. I'm gonna take this thing with me. Not me losing at a puzzle made for children here. I can't put the square peg in the circle slot. There we go. Are we walking this up? Yeah, let's walk it up. Easy, easy. Let's walk it up. Let's walk it up. Hey, there we go. Tosh Magosh. Thank you for the soupy. Amir in the mod spot. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. See y'all in the morning. Sweet dreams. Where do you live, by the way? Or do you go to bed at 6:30 on a Saturday?
You've purified the sanctum of benediction. I had no doubt you'd manage it.
Whoa, I didn't expect this.
The sanctum supports the stability
A
of
red
the
witch?
abyss down here on the surface. As with much of what we do, its true weight and effect aren't felt immediately.
This is the first time I'm
Actions today
not
have made a lasting
fast-forwarding story.
difference. May wisdom guide your path.
I missed everything she said. Oh, the Witch of Wisdom. I wasn't expecting a witch. If I knew there was going to be a witch, I would definitely have been expecting a woman. So this is the Crimson Desert. Wow. Not that crimson. Not that crimson at all. Shout out Norway, Missy. I'm not really hyped up for Fable, to be honest with you. What up, Cook Pete? I liked Fable 1 because for me it was actually the first RPG that I really played. So it filled a role for me at that time in my life. But I have not been excited for it. I don't know. This one looks the coolest since the first one, but not really. Yeah, I don't know. But I'll be honest, this game has just like everyone's like, whoops. Everyone wants Elder Scrolls to come out. I don't care. I literally don't even care. Oh, he's getting money too. He's getting me money also. No, Booger, he's not. Look at the time over there. It's Friday. Booger wouldn't be gathering for me on Shabbos. You too. Same. Like, yeah, like I wasn't that. I played a lot of it though, the space one, but it didn't really do it for me. Like I just by default was just. It took me so long to be like, you know, I don't really even need to finish this game. What up, JB? Who saw Harley lose a mill because you thought cake was a car? How do these things keep breaking? Cool. Hogwarts Legacy 2 would be sick. Hogwarts Legacy 1 had like the best combat. Oh, Kick Pete. Cook Pete. Kick Pete, guys. Kick Pete. Ban him and block him. My man with the prime. Yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you for that. Welcome to the community, dog. Look at this. Hey, Skylar, what up? Friend can hang out. They gotta watch White House UFC. Hey, you might never get it again. I thought the combat was so good in it. Hogwarts, not in White House UFC. I will not be watching. Not for any other reason other than I never watch UFC. Maybe if I loved UFC, I'd be really hyped about it, actually. Because I'd be in an alternate timeline. So everything would be different. Cool. Yeah, me too. Core of benediction, eh? The thing. That's right, hey. Lucy knows. UFC, I'm more like KFC. That's true, that's true. I like chicken much more than punching and kicking. Don't we all? Who doesn't? Guys, if you like punching and kicking more than Kentucky Fried Chicken, put a 1 in the chat. And then mods, ban him and block him. Zog him and vock him. Lick him and flick him. No, no, don't do any of that. Don't do any of that. Depends who you're punching and kicking. No. Can you move out of the way, Cliff? This guy's name is Cliff also. I don't know why I said also like that's my name. You know what I meant. Now, what is that noise? You hear that drippy noise? They thought they'd hide these pots from Booger and I. I don't think so. Booger, come get this shit. Is there anything here? There's nothing here. Oh yeah, he'll get something. He'll find something. You gonna get that clay container? Is that good enough for us? No. Oh, I drank a lot of water before I went live. I'm so hydrated. I'm literally, this is the most moist I've ever been. Literally, this is literally the most moist I've ever been. Oh, another white crystal. Oh. Oh, that doesn't help. Your boy's out here trying to cleanse the sanctum and can't even manifest it properly. It's not, I'll be honest, it's not critical. I'll be honest. Damn, that's calling to me too. Computer. Did I really? But what about this? Why am I holding this thing? Oh, no, that's my cat. Why am I holding this? You know, I still got this core of benediction on me. It's a nice core of benediction, I'm not gonna lie. this thing here? What is that? Is that not anything? Careful, dude. Careful, bro. Careful. Careful. Easy, easy. Easy. Alright, well. Guess I bring this to another pillar place here. I got 3 more to do. It's for recipe, seal, and go. Ah, okay, okay. I thought the 4 pillars are right here. Secluded cabin. House Celeste. I'm saying that like I know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on over there, you know? I fuck with Cracker Barrel heavy, by the way. Big time. It's great. It's great. Nork's request. Talk to the person. I don't know, dude. That's a lot to ask, Nork. Let's hit that teleport. Teleport to Nork. Harley Quinn at Cracker Barrel? Yo, that'd be sick. Hold up, let me go get a glass of water. Nobody move. Hello? Hello? Cut it out, Joe. Cut it out, Joe. Remember I said I was going to get water? I lied. I went and got this. Some sort of sesame treat snack. And water. And I unlocked the door for Amir. The amount of times he's come to my house and I forget to unlock the door and he was just like abandoned out there. Sesame snap. Type treat. There's no snap though. You choke on it. That Halo. First of all, eating popcorn during After Dark was great. I gotta bring more snacks on that show. Hey Ellie, what up? Robot, why would I want a honey vendor? Is that something I should do? Should I go and buy their honey? Is that a move? Oh, what for saying? What yesterday saying she ain't no shit. Come on. I'm supposed to be sorry now. For what? For what? What's the charge? A succulent sesame snap? Should I be buying a lot of honey right now? Should I be buying Lucy honey right now? Lucy, I'm sorry. You know so much. Hey. I was talking with the rest of the community. Everyone was so amazed by how much you know. It was like a big deal to everyone. We're all blown away. I personally couldn't stop talking about how much you know about everything. I thought when I was saying you don't know shit, I thought when I was saying you don't know shit is because it was so obvious that you know so much. Kate was I did it again. Kate was laughing at you after the stream. She pulled up your chat log and she was like, kind of being bad vibes about it. I was like, what? Yo, chill. But I respect that she's your favorite AD. I respect that. We don't like to compete, really. Obviously, everything I'm saying is a lie. This is why I can't have snacks on the stream. You know what? This is why I can't have snacks when I game. Because then I'm usually like, I'll have a bag of chips with me. And I'll be like, you know what? I'll have a chip when I die. Because I'm locked in. And then I'll die and eat a chip. And go back to locking in. And then I die and eat a chip. So then I start not really caring if I live or die, because when I die I get a chip. So it starts to positively encourage me to do the wrong thing. We were being useful for a minute there. Then I brought down these sesame snaps. And I haven't gotten shit done since. Toot scootin'. Oh yeah, and by the way, Lucy, I love you. Hey, I don't know if you know us over here in the H3 community. We troll a little bit. We like to troll.
Greetings. Today's vegetables are exquisite. Take a look.
I'm so excited for that new Halo game. When I saw the first trailer, I was like, I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. But then I saw the third person and the ghost melting the snow, and I'm like, this is sick. This is sick. Why do we like honey in this game? Fuck it and zug it is right, Marky. Why do we like honey in this game? What up, JB? Llama Kama?
Yes, what can I get for you? Come by again. Just in time, I have some fresh fare in today.
Games are funny because this guy sells fruit on the side of a mountain, and I'm gonna come up to him and I'm gonna sell him shit swords. A ton of shit swords. Hey, Kimsko. After getting me, really getting me through right now, going through a rough breakup, and the PC broke. Thank you for making me laugh. Hell yeah. Well, hell no to the breakup and the PC breaking. That's bad. You have no choice now but to go to the gym. You actually have to. It's crazy. You got to download the Under Armour app and track what you eat and go to the gym. Oh my God. You got to make a playlist and turn your life around. And we believe in you. What up, Satchel? OG graphics of what? Oh, the Halo, the one that they just showed looks really good. I like it. Wait, do I have anything here I should even sell? Like, do I need... I don't know. I still have space. I get $1.33 for this. I'll sell this. I'm gonna bring these home, these white crystals. You a fat piece of shit stoner? Me during like 80% of my life? As I mute my mic so I could snack. Yeah, you gotta make a sick playlist. And get a, what's it called? They're called BuzzFit here. What is it again? The Purple Gym. Planet Fitness.
Just in
Yeah.
time, I have some fresh fare
And don't go to
today.
get skinny, just build muscle. Just be stronger. Just go like work out your arms.
Come by again.
And then when you're ready, do legs.
What?
Oh yeah, and I'm only saying this because your computer broke. Because if your computer was working, then I'd be like, oh dude, you gotta get this game, it's sick. Fangirl Eclectic with the 5 months. Hell yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, Georgie. Yeah, they make it hard to cancel memberships at gyms, but Planet Fitness, they changed it. You could do it. I think you have to download the app though. But a lot of gym places are like, you have to write a 5,000 word essay. Lucy, with that heart-shaped gape. Heart-shaped gape. Whoa, I spooked him.
Starting to annoy me.
Yes, so?
Something drawing your attention? You're starting to annoy me.
Break it up, boys.
You're starting to annoy me.
Fuck you. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Okay. Look at that thing. Look at this thing. Okay, I'm done. Ah, look at this thing. Come on, look at this thing. Oh, look at this thing. Me, JB, Chad, I beat Metal Gear Solid 1 yesterday. Now I'm playing number 2. Are you talking about Metal Gear Solid, 1998?
Still with that stare.
Was it your first time beating it? That's one of my favorites. You want me to kill him and cook him? You want me to kill him and cook him? All those animals I said to look at? Who's got so many to play through? That guy with Metal Gear? JB?
Move along, if you would.
I don't like the I did it again. I don't like the vibe with those guys. What up, Rich Lebowski? I didn't hit the bong off camera. I have those plastic toothpick things. I had to pick sesame seed out of my tooth. So who needs my help? Not you. You need my help?
Hurry.
This big ass
This
motherfucker.
weapon loses its luster without the perfect finishing touch. I always coat the weapons with a thin layer of wax.
Good
Because
luck,
it protects
Georgie.
the blade and smooths the surface.
Sesame
The
rips
Apiary
off
was
cam.
supposed to send the wax ages ago. Where's no word from them? You know I can't step away from the shop, not with all the customers coming in and out. You mind paying them a visit for me? Only if you're not too busy, of course.
No, dude, I've been wandering around the fucking mountainside listening to medieval house music. Alright, so we're going to find out what happened with the beeswax. Important business. Starting with you.
Hello?
Damn, whose is this? We like this horse. Okay. All right, I'm going to go find out what happened with the beeswax. You know, these games will always suffer from something like that, where you come back from this crazy thing, you come back to life, brought back to life by sorcerers or whatever in this game. And then what do? Some dumbass fucking errands. Every time. You guys like Mass Effect? Love Mass Effect. In Andromeda, I always thought it was so funny. Like, you're there to colonize like a whole new planet for humanity. And what do? You're like, I did it. You start grabbing stuff for people. Someone's like, oh, my, I can't get this done. The mayor, he really likes this particular brand of alcohol, and we can't make it unless you go get these space grapes. You gotta go get space, and then you're doing surgery on a space grape when you're supposed to be doing much more important shit, like shooting. Anyways, let's see what's up with the beeswax.
Forgetting something. Oh, right. I was supposed to send over some wax to Nork.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the bees have been busy gathering nectar, and I've been busy with work. I don't have any wax to send over. Could you tell him I need more time? And make sure to tell him I'm sorry.
Okay. You guys don't have fucking... You guys... you guys are neighbors. He's literally... Like, you could see him. You could see the guy that I'm passing along the message for. You could see him from where you're working all the time.
Leave an old oak be.
Damn, look at this thing, eh? Look at this thing. Oh, when do I battle? There was a lot of battling at the beginning of the stream. I low-key been avoiding it since. You can't be evil in the new Fable Freeze? Really? I feel like that's weird. Also, we could turn into a bird person and fly here. Or call our horse and do that, but... Or teleport. But... It's a beautiful day, so I was like, you know, let's walk there.
I need that wax soon.
Now I gotta
I
inform
see.
Nork.
It's not ready yet. I'll have to hold off on the finishing touches for now. Oh, what a shame. Thanks for letting me know. I suppose I'll have to wait for the wax to arrive.
Yep. Cool mission. Like, if the game had a sick-ass story, I think it'd be an easy recommendation to anyone. But I still think for a lot of people, this is a very, 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 very excellent game. There's a lot of people out there, significant amount, where this could be like the best game they've played in the last 5 years.
A good weapon will save your life on the battlefield. All my weapons are crafted with care.
Would I schlork glork on Nork's Cork? Oh, I like reading.
It'll save your life out there. Every warrior counts on the weapon at their side.
I don't need this thing. I got all these shit weapons, I think. That's the sword of the Lord. Yeah, I don't need these things. Look at these things. They're shit. That thing's pretty good. That's pretty good. These two can mix to make a better one, I think, maybe. If I see a boy. A blacksmith. I gotta keep these Melvin leather gloves. What if I never get them ever again in my life? Oh, Nork's poster. Oh, this is how I found out about him? This poster? Oh. I didn't realize I got a job like that. Well, I'll sell it back to him. I'll sell him this book of bows.
A blade. My skills are always at
I didn't like him coughing. Did you see that? It's kind of gross. Big giant coughing.
disposal.
So we're going to read this book in his face. We're going to read this book in his face, and then I'm going to sell it back to him. Knowledge acquired. Good book. Wait. Nothing's ever on the back. And now I'm going to sell it back to him.
A blade is to a warrior what a ship is to its captain.
Have you read Ranged Weapons of the World, The Guns Volume 1?
A mighty blade. My forge never rests. Come back soon.
I didn't like a single sentence that guy said. Nothing resonated with me. Oh, chase after the feathered man, remember? We stopped, we never chased after the feathered man. I got distracted by a million different things. So these are all these individual quests that I have here, I guess. A lot of knowledge. Okay, what's near me? Wrestling match. Oh, I don't think I want a wrestling match because I didn't have wrestling moves before. Now I do. The Sword of the Lord. Oh, these are all one-handed weapons. I understand. I never dual wield swords. That shield's 5. This one's 10. That's a big ass shield. I hate seeing it on his back. Okay. I'm gonna go wrestle. Is this it? I think the last time I came here, I didn't have any wrestling moves, so I think I just got body slammed like 6 times. Everyone laughed at me. I killed them all. I killed them all and then reloaded it, killed them again, reloaded, killed them again.
Only the hardiest beasts dare make their home.
The harliest beasts. Look at
Glory
this asshole.
slips from those who shy away from a challenge. Will you step into the ring?
Oh, I could turn the shield off so it's not always sitting on my back, eh? Dance word love. That's the move, eh? That's what I should do. Baldur's Gate 3 is awesome. I found it very hard, though. But it was good. 50 cents to participate. Let's go, bitch.
Damn this rotten world.
He's choked. How do you do that, bro? So oh my god, man.
My back. I'll go gently with my work today.
I got disqualified. Let me explain to you what happened.
To give us one more display?
I have a weapon equipped that when I dodge, it shoots out swords. So that counted as using a weapon, and I got disqualified for it because it's equipped. That sword, I got to unequip it right away.
Who's winning?
Did I punch him?
I'm just getting warmed up.
I got to practice so I can go to the White House.
Now things are heating up.
Wait, hold on. Let me unequip this sword here.
Next time.
Glory slips from those who
No. I'm
away
coming
from a
back in,
challenge.
dude. Stop hyping your people up. So that's the one that it was. Slashing reeds. B after being hit. Wait, what's giving me that ability? Whoa, sorry. That's rude. Fuck, you know people got scared. If you pulled your sword like that out in front of a bunch of people... My gloves. Good thing I still got my Melvin gloves. All right, let's go. I'm ready now. fuck up everyone, dude.
Are you up for this challenge?
Are they up for it? Are they up for it? They got pretty lucky there. Are they up for it?
Damn this rotten world.
This guy again. Shit. Fuck you, pal. Good up, bitch. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Mess this is.
Care to give us one more display?
Yeah, you know someone else who wants to get their ass kicked? Let's go.
This is a bit shite.
Hey, Alexandra, thanks for popping in. Oh, let this guy wear armor. That makes sense. They're laughing at you, bro. They're laughing at you, dude. Oh, shit. Embarrassing, bro. Look at us. You should be embarrassed. Should be embarrassed right now. Fuck you.
He never
Sta-
struck me
stands
as
up
that
right
type of
away.
man. But I suppose you never know.
A splendid match.
One more. One more. Oh, this guy looks fucked.
One blow from that and
No, he
he'd be
doesn't.
dust.
I thought that hat was his head. So. Oh my god. No!
The victory is ours!
Damn. I wonder if I have to do 3 in a row. If I could just win another one. He fucked me. I
Now
knew it
things
too.
are
He
heating up.
his one move. Oh, it's a win streak. Damn. Better lock in. Gotta be faster than that, buddy. Get back in here, bitch. Get back in here, bitch. Oh, on the thing. Fuck you. That was embarrassing by me. Oh no, that was embarrassing.
This is child's play to me!
No. No. I better lock in, dude.
Hold your applause. I'm almost done.
Fuck you.
If I train hard enough, could I become that strong?
Not this strong, pal. Not even close.
Surely it's too soon to end it here.
That's real beef chow. Run it back. Bring me an ex-clown. No holds barred anymore.
Hold your ground! If you fall back, that'll be our end!
He's talking to me? Damn.
Stop wasting time! Yeah, you have no hope!
Oh shit.
Why won't anyone believe me?
I'll come back with more
Care
health.
to give us one more display?
Nah, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here.
Enjoyed that.
Glory slips!
I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do and just kill everyone here and then reload
Those who
saves.
shy away from a challenge.
Wait. Chill, bro. I'm not even near you, dude. I'm not even near you. Stop. What's he doing? Why is he acting scared? First, let me put my gloves on. My real gloves. Let's go see what this question mark is.
Are you seeking protection?
She seems cool. Should I see if they got any jobs here for me? Oh, they do. Looking for someone to help me organize items. Nothing's ever on the back.
Oh, my back.
Double sides. Oh, shit. Is this the same one? Looking for someone to organize stuff. Okay. I'm going to sell her own poster here. And what's this, by the way? Just like a chilling spot. Okay.
Speak up.
And that was awkward. You heard how that guy was talking to that other guy? I feel like that was awkward. Every time, by the time I get to the red X that I've given to myself, I get there and I'm like, what was I doing here again? Oh, I'm making new friends.
Need something in a hurry? Look no further. Need something in a hurry? Look no further. What can I help you find?
Inventory space? No. Pickled fruit? No.
No deals. No one's bound to
No
deal with me.
deals.
Farewell.
Where's, you know what? I can cook my own stuff. I should cook my own stuff right now. I got a lot of shit on me. They're fighting in sign language. You know what, though, Lana? Taking a bite of a raw onion. It's not the worst. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait. Is the bonfire the same as cooking? No, you can't cook with this. Oh, I can cook with this.
Greetings and all that?
Greetings. So we can make meat skewers. clear soup. Well, we're gonna make 2 of these. Party at Marky's. Party at Marky's. Okay. Marky dropped the pin in the chat. Do I like that? What do I like that? Pickled vegetables? Why? Toasted grains. Yeah. Let's see them. Eating an onion like that is wrong, Risachu, for sure. It is wrong. I'm just saying it's not the worst. Definitely yes. If you speak to a person or kiss a person, yeah, they're allowed to leave you. Grilled pincers. I can make it. I can make it. Okay, we're good. It's enough cooking for now.
What can I do for you?
You know, I actually like to create motivations. You joke, but I like to create motivations for my characters when I'm booting a game up. Especially if it's like a type of game where they have things that they decisions, you know, where it's like save this person or that person type thing. And you have to choose like if you're going to save yourself or another person or blah, blah. I like to always think like, okay, this game I'm going to play, this guy is, he'll be completely selfless. Whether the game's like Heavy Rain or if it's like even Fallout. I'm like, hey, this guy will be super selfless. Or this guy will always be about self-preservation. And I need those rules because otherwise what happens is I'll get high. I'll get high and then I'll play the game and then they'll be like, kill this person or that person. And I'm like, ooh, what should I do? And I face like decision paralysis. Well, Heavy Rain is like really not the best example. Detroit Become Human is a better example. I was thinking what I was thinking in my head. Or like if I play a game like Until Dawn, or I want to play that space one, Directive 2080 or whatever. You know that one? I want to play that one and just, like, I don't know what it is, but it looks like it's a space type game, sci-fi movie horror type thing. So I just want to not kill everyone, but whichever character I'm playing, ultimate selfish. Like, close the airlock type person on everyone.
What?
Like what Nico did to me in Backrooms. And what is this? What is this? And why? What's happening? Sorry. Which one Mr. Peopleman did? The, what was it called? The Crabs game? I haven't played that yet. Hey, Malice Jack. 3 years, baby. That'd be 3 years. No, not Starfield or No Man's Sky. It's, something 2080. Something 2080. Well, I played a lot of Chivalry before. I scared myself there, by the way, when I did that. Can you swim in this game? I don't quite remember. I guess as I'm swimming. I meant, can you can you dive? I'm surprised Amir hasn't showed up yet. One thing with Saturdays is like he could say that he comes and then he gets too fucked up or something. Starfield felt slow. And most importantly, like what you were doing was like, it felt so shallow. The game felt so goofy and dumb. I'm texting Amir. The thought crossed my mind, Baha. Whoops. I don't remember if I did a puzzle here or something. Tell Amir we love seeing him crunk. It would be super sick if he hung out with us sober. I actually, oftentimes I won't. We won't hang out because he's not. Because he's not sober. But yeah, he gets, I don't want to say he's drunk every day, but he drinks every day. The last stream, right at the end, it was like he was like, "Oh, he's like, I'm gonna go get another drink." He was like, "I'm gonna get another drink." You guys, I forget what he said. He said some crazy shit as usual, which we love. Then I stepped off for a second. I was like, yeah, let's chill. Let's chill. I was like, this is the last game, and then I'm chilling, so let's not drink anymore. I'm like, you still have to be up early tomorrow. We're only pretending it's Saturday night right now. It's not real Saturday night. Yeah, Amir smokes all day. He does. I don't think he drinks before work. I think he holds off until after. Mass Effect's one of my favorite games of all time.
Greetings. What is it?
Every time I set ink to parchment,
this guy's a miner?
I feel as though I'm carving a piece of myself into the world.
Seem to discover that bonfire? Oh, hey, I could use this. Yeah, he's gonna do his thing no matter what, though. This is ancient Amir lore. Oh, this is the guy. This is the red X that I did. I wonder what he sells. He looks sus, dude. What's his name?
May Solomon's peace be with
Lucianus.
you. What do you seek?
Nothing. I'm just really just saying what's up.
Rest easy beneath Solomon's gaze.
Oh, I could, what's it called? Oh, he's got a small bag. Should I get it for Amir? He's probably going to want a small bag. Big yikes. What up? Shout out to the community. Yep. What up, Ember Cal? Yeah, there's a little Friday, little Saturday, fake Saturday, pretend Saturday. Amir does, he's a editing supervisor.
May all return to Solomon's embrace.
Holy water. I feel like I should have some. I have none.
Heed the sacred words of Solomon.
Okay,
I'm here
bro.
for any who seek Solomon's grace.
Let me see if Solomon's in here, bruh. Let me see if Solomon's in here. Hey? Let's just see. Yeah, let's rob this motherfucker. Let's rob this motherfucker. Ooh, decorative iron water bottle? No. Bread? No, no, no. Mushroom? No, it's a lot of, look, it's a lot of mushrooms. You can grab every one of those mushrooms and put in your inventory. Literally. Damn, I want this whole table. I want this thing, this whole candle thing. I want it all. For my home. Should I sleep in this guy's bed? Fuck this guy's place. It's cold as hell here too. Why do you want to live here? Whoops. Grania's request. Talk to the person. I love these requests. Talk to the person. I must have grabbed this bounty poster thingy so long ago and forgot. It could have been at any point in the 80 hours I've played this game. Also, I should go in there. I'm here all the time and I never go in that cave. Hey, what up, Jerry? Chicka, chicka. That's right, Delano. Hey, they know.
as a bird, fly away. Do you mind?
Amir Atari.
Be as a bird, fly
The
away.
text isn't delivered either. Yo.
Be as a bird, fly away.
By the way, if he fell asleep at 7:45 p.m. on a Saturday, which is possible, he will be pissed. I was almost on PK this Thursday.
Welcome. I must ask, have you seen these gloves before?
Oh, I don't remember who left them
Hey,
here.
Alexandra. Is there any chance of a live episode of After Dark East Coast? 100%.
I recognize it
A
from
million
somewhere.
percent. I mean, I know I would do that.
Could
I
you
think
return
Kate would
these
do
to
that.
their owner? I'm sure they belong to
I feel like
someone
David
around
would
here.
do that.
You'd be surprised how often this sort of thing happens at the Traveller's Shelter.
Oh, beekeeping gloves. I got beekeeping gloves?
We've got good food to go with whatever you're having. Take a load off, love.
A load
Road
off.
will still be there in the
Take
morning.
a load off, love. Fly you over. We'll just do it where you're at. We're going After Dark tour. We're going on tour. We're going on tour. Should I get this small bag for Amir so he wakes up?
Hope you have a pleasant time.
Fruit punch, yo. And then I'm gonna sell it back to her.
Well now.
Meat and fish porridge, yo.
Ah, you'll feel better
Pan
after
fried
a good
veggies,
rest.
fruity.
Ah, you'll feel better after a good rest. Food, drink, or a come by any time.
Coming to Slovakia. I'll do it. Don't threaten me with a good time. Let me read these documents. Fruit punch. Nothing on the back. Every fucking time.
Are you seeking protection?
Am I seeking protection, dude? I could turn into a bird man and fly through space. What are you talking about? Me seeking protection? What? Yeah, Delano, he's shook, dude. Being around an OG, triple OG like me. Bro is looking like he never spent 24 hours in the middle of the ocean. Anything on the back? Never. Never anything on the back. Now I'm going to sell these to her.
Come on.
Take a load
Drink
off.
up our ale.
Take
and
a
drink
load
in our
off.
view. Welcome. You look like you've travelled far.
Yep.
Food? We're the only pub in these parts, so I'm sure I'll see you again.
Yep. Oh, shit, look, they got some bismuth there. Bismuth. Bro really thought I was Jack Doherty. He thought I was Jack Doherty. More like Jack Doherty playing this game so much even though I'm 40. More like Jack Nifty. I'll be playing this game till I'm 50. Jack's not sick, G. I'll be playing this game till I'm 60. Jack Doherty, call me Jack Heavenly. I'll be playing this game till I'm 70. That's a reach. That one's a reach. I have the next three, but I'm done with the bit. But they're there. I just want you to know. Anyways. Who said bars? No. Bar. Just one. Single bar. Charlie taking a crack at winning a golden ticket. Single bar. Because he can only buy one chocolate.
Oh, my hands are free. Huh? Am I the owner of these gloves? Oh, that sweet smell. Yep, they're definitely mine. Ah, thanks. I guess I had a bit too much to drink today. I'll make sure not to lose them again. Really, thank you.
Am I even talking? My guy didn't even say shit. Hey, listen. Completing faction quests. Who am I to complain? And we get inventory slots. That's what I really like. More space to carry more shit because my cat loves grabbing shit. The gloving community. Shout out. Shout out to the degloving community. Hey, we got rapping over here, JB. Antumbra's sword. Defeat Antumbra's sword. And I'll get a level 4. There's no way I could beat this person. Oh, look, I chill. What's chill? It's right there. Defeat the Crimson Nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. And what's this? Dispatch to rebuild Bremer's house. We're gonna go dispatch the Crimson Nightmare. It's right there. Yeah. This will be a wonderful adventure. Netflix recommendations? Oh, I liked Yellow Jackets. I didn't watch the most recent season though. Netflix recommendations. Why Netflix? What about Amazon Prime, Disney Plus? Not that I have anything for you there. I'm just saying. Why is the matter leaking from these things? Do they know about this? Why? Oh, look, this game's crazy, dude. Why does this game always have shit? Look at this. Macro lens. It looks like little people now. Carranzo Troll Alliance. Okay. I don't know what that's all about. Lake Carranzo. Whoa, look at that. I love that. Look at the like, miniatures. Do you like that? I like that. You don't like that? Fuck off then. No, I'm kidding. Look at that. It's so mysterious. It calls to me. It calls to me. It's literally calling to me to go right there. I want to go there. Have I never been there? Oh, there's dudes right here. Should I fucking kill them? Yeah, I'm going to fucking kill these guys. Yeah, I'm going to fucking kill these guys right now. Oh, we had a hype train going. I missed it. Hell yeah. Shout out to the Toidos. I like those. Like miniatures, right? Weren't they like miniatures? Wasn't that cool? Oh, you got a badass miniature museum? I love that. I like miniatures also. Maybe because I'm so fucking big and stupid. Lucy, rushing me isn't gonna make Amir appear any faster. I fear we've lost them. Bitch. I punched his shirt off. Did you see that? Well, there goes the challenge I was trying to get. They heard me coming, though. Did he get pulverized into nothing? I don't even know where he is. Oh, there he is. Hey, Lucy, thanks for hanging out. Good night.
I was shocked when I went out for a short walk in the forest.
What's that person saying there? Taylor, he really doesn't get it. He really doesn't get it. No, you know, I think he does. I think he literally probably just passed out. I feel like he'll be choked about it. Or he went to go do something weird, his phone died, and he'll hit me back later. Oh, that's so awesome, Delano. Yeah, he was messaging it in the After Dark thread. We were talking. He was saying he's so hyped. Have I been there before? Is that where I fought those floating dudes? Have I been there? What up, Robin with the Y? Yes, I have been there. Hi. Scaring the wildlife. Can you climb trees in this game? Whoa, it's a cool looking day right now in the game. Isn't it? Hey, what up, Heather Kettle? I feel like this is a nice looking day right here. Do these guys want to kill me? Who's nutting? I'm gonna fuck these guys up. I think I hit some explosive barrels and killed myself. I should run that back. Oh, I can get my 3 assassination kills maybe? Sneak mode. The stealth in this game is very bizarre.
Defend yourself. I'll kill you where you stand.
Oh, and I forgot there's the explosive barrels somewhere over there, so I shouldn't be too close. How do I do my teleport? I haven't done that yet. Hey, I did it. Sick.
Scurry off to where you came from.
Oh. There's more explosive barrels, by the way. And that's something that I'd kill myself with. How does this move work? Hey, Anna, thanks for hanging out. Shout out to everyone lending us power and wireless chargers. We need it. Keep your battery jacked up. Keep your battery juiced up. Was this the teleport? No. That's a stab. Was it this? Oh, I have a double jump. I forgot I have a double jump now. Oh, here we go. Winch? No. Hold RB. Okay, so I gotta have RB set pressed already. I wish I could activate it easier, but I don't know how.
Let's finish it.
Well, I guess I can get my 5 arrow kills. I keep forgetting these challenges. There's a bunch of challenges that you could do to basically unlock skill points. And I keep forgetting to do them, like this one right here, kill 5 guys in a minute. That's cool, that move, when I do it properly. When I do it properly. Oh. What's it showing me on the right side there? What's something that isn't a sport but should be? That's a good question. I'm gonna think on that. I want to give a thoughtful response. Tosh Magash, 5 community memberships. Hell yeah, guys, if you got a gifted memby, give them a shout out. I know I was trying to, so the skill I unlocked, but I want to open up that menu and it wasn't doing it. Okay, there it is. Never mind, I just had to tap, start. Where's Booger? I noticed that none of my stuff was getting grabbed here. There's still a lot of guys here. I knew Booger wasn't around because I wasn't collecting a ton of stuff.
You've done me a great service.
Okay, that stuff's poisoning me. Is that what I was supposed to do? The buildings? I didn't know that you could break the buildings to complete your missions here. Research, it's cool how you can rotate the weapons. I'm always an archer in these games. Yes, when I played Skyrim and Oblivion, always sneaky archer. Always, always. I had to like push myself to not be that. Why untie them when I could just bump into them? Yeah, I do like that they have this also. You can like, whoops. Not many games let you change your armor just from a wheel. But like I could change my hats and gloves on the fly, which is cool. Or this weapon. And I like you like break everything in this game. Like this box you can carry, like you smash it, there's things inside of it. Like, and there's just so many places that have a ton of shit. This game, I always talk about how crazy the engine is or whatever that they set up with it, because it's just... Never seen a game run like this one. Damn, I gotta execute one more. What the heck? A sesame seed just flew out of my mouth, dudes, in the weirdest way. That's so sick. That's cool, man. I'm telling you, it's because there's like 2 buttons that do the same thing in this game. Where do I just get that on the menu? Because I keep trying to do it, but there's 2 buttons set to the same thing right now. Challenges? There we go. Just got lucky pressing it. I'm also playing on computer right now on a controller, so it's kind of like halfway set up. I think I still have some guys in here to kill.
Home, thanks to you.
Oh yeah, look at all these guys. trying to throw them in the spikes here.
I needed a good sweat.
I keep throwing them too far.
Screaming cur!
Not me rolling in the spikes, please, no. That's so embarrassing. Look at Booger slacking. He's allowed. He's allowed to slack. We love him. He's chill. Damn, dude. These guys got fucked up. Look, you could untie them, but if you just run into them, it unties them.
You've done me a great.
Oh, look at these spikes.
Filthy scum! Me your end! I'll kill all these savages! I'm not done with you!
I'm trying to bring them to the barrel.
You've come too far, northern turd! Hurry up! Let's do this! Filthy scum! Me your end! I'll kill all these savages!
Hey, Beccarama! Oh my god, I double speeded after I got eliminated, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you for the soupy. And hey, we're not so different, you and I.
Scurry off to where you came from! Broken and beaten! Die where you stand! I've fought in many
I like this big ass sword. I don't use it as much as I feel like I should. Where you going, bitch? There's so many moves in this game, it's really actually crazy. Look at Booger, he's picking shit up. Oh yeah, fuck this building.
Northern scum! You pathetic mutts! Calling you back would be unfair. You've come too far, Northern cur.
Whoa, I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I did that slide. Maybe just from crouching while running? Did you see me slice that guy's shirt off? I like that teleport. Crimson glass container. Look at this bitch. You want to get sniped? You want to get sniped, bro? Did you see his clothes? I looked back and I just saw his hat like in the air there. Where are you going? Stick around. Cause he's right there, stuck in the sticks. Oh shit, that was crazy.
Die where you stand!
Pick all this shit up, Booger. Pick all this shit up. Hey, bleep blarp. Yeah, GeForce Now. It's crazy, eh? Revealed his Jugga Joes. The Jugga Joes. You're a Jugga Joes. Just got back from a cookout at the gym. Whoa! That's better than pizza night at Planet Fitness. Why do they keep poison all over their place like this? I should have assassinated that guy. Oh yeah, and shout out to the community here. The most important thing, guys, actually more than anything else, is just physically being here and having a good time, and also hitting the thumbs up button. If you chill here and have a good time and you don't hit up the thumbs up button, you're going to hell. When we bump into this guy to release him. I don't know why I'm kicking this one guy in particular's ass, but I really am. Time out, time out. Let me stand up. Time out. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, he's getting, that guy was getting tossed over. The wrestling moves are just, they're so insane. Oh, we got dudes to free here. Okay. Nice. Look at all these dudes getting freed. Are you tied up?
Catch my breath.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Are these guys okay? I guess they're just in pain.
Would be unfair.
In the big barrel. Bitch. Get the fuck out of here. There's something about throwing guys. I don't know, I like it. Remember, was it Saints Row 2 or Saints Row 3 where they just started adding wrestling moves? The clothesline. There's a clothesline in this game. How many more dudes?
You've come too far.
What was it that said, someone said drone music. Let's put some more Sir Dr. Dre. Cool. Oh, careful, booger. Look at my boys. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, Jerry. Hey, did I shout this out? No, I didn't. Hey, Jerry, 10 gifted community membies. Yeah. Yo, huge shout out, guys. If you got a gifted membership, give her a shout out. Or don't, and go to hell. See if I care. Go to hell. Gotta be faster than that, buddy. Hey, what's up, Maggie Rose? Geek West with the Prime subscription, my man. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Shout out to the community. Like I said, guys, Saturday night, just being here and hanging out is everything. Being here and hanging out, we've already done way more than Amir promised. What do I not need that I'm carrying right now? Could discard that. Unnecessary. I got mad arrows. Mad arrows. So what is this? What would this even do for me? Nothing. Candles. We keep the candles. I dropped all that and like Booger's just gonna go pick it up. He's already doing it, dude. He's already doing it. Yes, visual criminal. Did I kill everyone in here? I like when there's an explosive barrel. Oh, I forgot I'm here for a boss battle. Guys, I am very locked in right now. Oh my god, I got fucked up there. I will cheese it, dude. You think I give a shit? I don't. Does this help me? Blinding this guy. It doesn't. I don't think so. Okay, I'm building up. I'm eating pine cones right now, guys. Hey, Crown of Shadows, dude. Wow, I did not think I was going to have that. I did not think I was going to have that. Thank you for believing in me. I was so locked in there, guys. I'm sorry. Whoops. Hey, Throst. Yeah. GG easy, baby. Report on the events at the fort. Yo, you want me to report at the fort? Report at the fort? Hey, thank you, Joe. Keep lurking, baby. Thank you for the soupy. I'm rooting for the Spurs. Because I don't give a shit, you know what I mean? So, alright. Pretty much Dark One illustrations, and who you know that got stronger ones than me.
From the top, who are you?
Who am I? Bro, I literally just defeated the red smoke monster that... What the fuck's he talking about? Like, I literally... I made this whole scene here. That's crazy, putting on all your night gear to just, like, read outside.
Well met.
Wow, this is why I did it. To just not be appreciated. What's the point?
You've got to put your back into every swing and carve clean through to the end.
Queen through to the end. Thank you, Buggy Ray. Hey, North Exposed. Yeah, pretty much Bardcore Dr. Dre. Lana knows. She knows what's up. A mini armor man. We got some short kings out there in armor. I would like for that challenges to be unpinned. Like, it doesn't have to stay there the whole time. I also hate this menu clicking. I wonder if they added that. Maybe we could turn that off now. They add a lot of... They always add new stuff to the game. It's pretty impressive. I would love menu noise off. Hey, giggity goo. The Facebook Rudy Tooty days. Damn, been a minute, eh? Time flies. Okay. Ken. Cursed with menu noises.
I swear, I don't know anything.
they think it's their base still. I guess they're leftovers from when I was freeing this place.
I swear, I don't know anything.
Look how scared they are. I wonder if they're gonna get scared again. What's going on? Oh! I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. It's the wrong button. Shit. Where do I go? I just need a church. All I need right now is just one quick church. Pay off Jesus. Unavailable and wanted. Oh, fragment containing the memory. I should go back there and look at my memory of beating that guy's ass. Was it 8:51? Well, let me see when my auto save is. Oh, 2 minutes ago. There we go. What up, Keanu? What's it called? From where again? I gotta cook some dinner too. I wasn't supposed to be this late. I thought Amir was gonna be coming by.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Amir Atari.
Shit. They want me to report on the fort. Yo, I forgot. They wanted me to report on the fort. Bismuth ore. Who knows? Amir might still pull up later. He might. I do want to play some Arc Raiders also. Oh, I remember this. We did this on stream. Remember this one? We unlocked this one here. Robert's estate. Oh, rematch. Oh, that's cool. They just added this so that I could refight this guy now at my own level or when he first appeared. That's really neat. Robin, he knows you guys didn't go see, what was the movie called? Fuck. He'll be really pissed at me. What was it? It was one word, the movie. Take care, Jerry. Thanks for hanging out. Love when you pull up. Put on for the community. What was that movie Amir was freaking out about, guys? And like he didn't even watch it, but everyone had to, it was their homework to see it. Damn, I almost feel bad for him. There's something here. In the water. Hidden behind this waterfall. He ghosted me. He ghosted me because of you. What did you say to him? You must have said something. I blame the chat. I got nothing here. There's no... Oh, it says it's up. Okay. He's shooting ropes? He better not be. If he's wasting ropes, I'm going to be pissed off. We got so much food here. Hell yeah, first, last. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, this is what I was looking for. That's good. A fast travel. I love that. Let's give him another shot.
You have reached the voicemail box of...
Damn, he played us, dudes. Yo, he played us. What the fuck? Stream's over. No. Where am I? There I am. No, the stream is over. I gotta eat something, feed my dog, spend some time with them, and I'm gonna Maybe even just walk by Amir's house and ring his doorbell. Because if he's sleeping, he'll be pissed off if he wasted his Saturday just like sleeping at 7 p.m. So. But you guys are all chill. Thanks so much for hanging out. Saturday night, Saturday evening, Saturday night might still go down. You know what though? I'll be honest. I don't like making promises and then breaking them. But I'm a liar, so sometimes I got to. I might just go live solo tonight. Won't be as fun, but we can get the party going. Won't be maximum stimulation. It'd be like less than 10% stimulation. We'll see though. But you guys are hype. I love you all. Thanks so much for hanging out. Stay true to yourself. Follow your heart. Yep. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Hey?